we have some great progress coming out of California. So you're probably aware at this point, but CalCare is a bill that's been proposed in California. It's essentially like a Medicaid for all system. And I say Medicaid because Medicaid is the one that is done at the state level, as opposed to Medicare, which is administered at the federal level. And we have a Medicaid for all program. And by the way, there's something similar to this proposed in New York. I think it's called the New York Health Act. And in California, it's CalCare. But CalCare is making a bunch of news because it just got out of committee. Now, mind you, there's still a long way for it to go before it becomes law. It has to go through, readings in the assembly, and then it needs to be reviewed and voted on, and any amendments. And there's a whole process. But I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of that. I'm titled this segment "What's Next for CalCare," not because I'm going to go through like each individual stage of it, but I want to talk about the implications of CalCare and especially what would happen if it passed. So California is one of the largest states by population. I think it is the first or second largest state. And what this means is that there are always a lot of eyes on what happens in California on a state level, because there is a domino effect that typically happens when a couple of states try something and it works. Other states, in many cases, will go along with it or do something similar. Now, CalCare, as kind of a Medicaid for all system, I don't know if it'll cause so much of a domino effect because healthcare has become a very politicized issue. But you could start to see, I mean, if you get California and New York doing it, at the same time, I think you really start to build the case for, hey, we could create a Medicaid for all program. Which, by the way, would also put pressure on Congress to move forward a national health care bill. Now, mind you, it'll also put pressure on the other direction, right? You'll have insurance companies, and I'm sure there are insurance lobbies now in California and New York pushing hard against this now. But, you start to create conversation and dialogue, and just like other things that California has been a pioneer on, such as electric vehicles and marijuana legalization and things of that nature, you start to see other states kind of adopting or playing with these ideas. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm actually very excited to see what happens with CalCare. Now, because this isn't going to referendum, this is going to be trying to pass in the California Assembly. I believe there are strong money in politics issues in California, so it will be really interesting to see what happens. But, in the meanwhile, we have this idea. We also have this idea in New York. Now, forgive me because I didn't look up where the New York bill is as of now, but I know that it's been around for a while. And now that the IDC, the kind of conservative conglomerate in the New York State Senate, has been gotten rid of, you can thank Andrew Cuomo for that, not the getting rid of it, but it being there in the first place. We have a lot more movement. We have a lot more that we can do in New York. And so because New York and California are so big and they're such large economic hubs, if you start to see, hey, it can work here, with all these people, it's entirely possible that other blue states and even purple states may look to do this. I actually think once the math is done, a Medicaid for all program will actually save money for the state. Obviously, it will cost more money at first, but I think over the long term, we'll start to see that these programs are actually fairly sustainable, if not wholly affordable. And I think we'll start to see a move in that general direction if it is successful in California and New York. And especially because, once those two are doing it, you'll see Oregon and Washington, which typically follow in that direction. And you might see some states on the Eastern Seaboard as well. And I think that kind of pressure might start to move some states in some other direction. So we'll just have to see. Honestly, another great thing would be, it would be a great springboard for Medicare for all to have CalCare pass. I think I mentioned that already. If I'm repeating myself, I apologize, but I just think there are a lot of benefits here. So I'm very excited to see where it goes. I'll keep you posted. Hopefully it passes and we can do a little bit of celebration on this show. Everybody knows I love a bit of good news on this show. So keep an eye on CalCare. Keep an eye on the New York Health Act. I think Medicaid for all systems are a great alternative to Medicare for all systems if we can get them. And we'll keep following it. Let's just take a look.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you liked it, throw a like on it, share with your friends, and subscribe for more of our content. You can also find all of our videos and clips on youtube.com. Just search Let Them Eat Bread and you'll find all of our content. Alright guys, see you next time. Bye for now.